And we are live. Hello. Apologies for that. And it's just, well, it's been a while since I've used my stream for something that isn't gameplay. But anyways, am kind of improvising on the fly. Like, my original plan was going to be I'd choose some random off of FontWorks, but then I found out about Google Fonts, and well, since unlike with if FontWorks, I don't have to worry about getting in trouble if I was using one of the fonts off of Google Fonts. Since all these are free, and before you ask, the guide I'm using is by the same person in whose guide I followed to make my own overlay. So I'll show it off once I finish it. Once I decide on a font, like this is part 1, and I guess. Also, since this is like I guess you could say a field work, I figured I'd use my Vtuber model instead of, the Shadow Money Wizard game one I normally use. So, basically, if you can't tell, there are a lot of fonts here. I'm not going to use the one I've normally been using, which is Black Ops 1, I believe that's the name, since, well, if I'm going to design a logo, I might as well go all the way and create a new thing. There is one thing I'll probably do another thing I'll probably do off screen, but that's mainly because, well, it's something that's going to take a very long time. It involves Blender. That is all I will say. Okay, good. I have audio. What I think I'll do is I'll look through the ones that I've got up, which are all the display ones, which I figured would be a good choice. I'll select a random view that I like the appearance of, and I'll just let you spin the wheel. Marhe looks good. Honestly, some of these I might just download independently and use in Word. I already have an idea for the color scheme of how it's going to work. If I can, what I'm going to do is make it look like a suit. Like, let's see here. Oh, hey. At the moment, I do not need... If there's any good, fonts that stand out to you, let me know. I am more than happy to take suggestions. For now, I'm just choosing a font for what I want to work with. After that, I've got 4 that have stood out to me. They're all further up before you ask. I'll keep on scrolling down, and if one uncatches your eye, let me know. Is that just a general classification, or was there one actually called fancy? I'm not opposed to going with something fancy, it's just... keep on looking down. I'm like, I do have... Fair enough. I'm not exactly a big fan. I'll look through, like, I don't know, like, a decent number more of these, like... Okay, good. Got it. Let's see here. I do have to wonder if there's anyone who's tried to design their VTuber logo using, like, wingdings. Ooh. I might just download this one separate. Like, I had no idea this was actually a font. Plus side, this setup actually works really well for, like, ensuring I can read the comments. Oh. Any names that I would recognize? At this exact moment, there isn't anything I can think of that I would want edited, but once we get, like, a confirmation on Stalker 2's release date, I am gonna actually want to, like, have someone edit down all the streams I did into, like more manageable videos, since, you know, that would be good for, like, uploading. Of course, that assumes I stick with this channel. If I was to go corporate, I'd probably do entirely fresh playthroughs from scratch. Ooh. This one looks like a good one. Reminds me a lot of The Great Gatsby. Specifically, I'm referring to, like, the one starring Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, that's the only one I've seen. I think I'll choose between, like, 10 fonts. I've already got 6, and then I'll put them in the Wheel of Names. I am not doing this one. I don't even know how you'd be able to read that. Currently, not at the moment, but if you want to stay in touch, when I do get some... Are you talking about editing or making the font? There is one thing I already know for a fact what I'm going to do. Well, I guess I'll choose what font I'll use, then I'll take it from there. I already know one thing. Ooh, this one looks pretty good. I've already decided on one thing, namely the color scheme. I was basically thinking, like, the middle 2 or 3 letters on each word, so basically the EAS and the WER would be black to represent my tie, or white. Come to think of it, maybe the E and the R, the first E and the R could be like white, whereas the middle 4 letters could be black. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I'll just, like... Frederica the Great looks... Frederica the Great. There is a lot of good fonts in here. Like, no wonder the guy I got the guide from recommended this site. Like, I'm gonna have to go through this and download it later. And download some of these for my own personal use later. Like, there are a lot of creative stuff here. On one hand, my character is supposed to be a Serbian, but on the other hand, Andreas is a very Germanic name. I'm pretty sure Andreas is a Germanic name, so... let's just, like, go down a bit more. Like, if I see one, I could be up for, like, switching... Be yourself? Don't worry, Mayoshi Snuffy is proof that works greatly. Like, she was using a more cutesy voice at first, then she revealed her actual voice, which was more of a tomboy voice, and it has helped her growth insanely. It also probably helps that, like, when she revealed her tomboy voice, she went from using, like, well, quite frankly, generic cat girl avatar to the raccoon persona she is now. You know, if I was to choose, like, an animal to become, I'd probably choose either a puffin, since that's my favorite animal to see at the aquarium, or, like, an eagle. There's probably already an eagle VTuber, though, so I'd probably go with a puffin. Ooh. Okay, you know what? Just so that it's an even number, we'll do one more. Yeah, those are some pretty good choices. Like hell, if you went with a wolf, you could probably get someone to, like, record a cover of the Machine Head song of the same name and use it in your debut trailer. Like, that would be a sick, like music video for a debut. I have an idea for what my debut with this model is, but I'm not going to spoil it yet. Also, I don't have a model handy. Although I probably will design one of those, like 3D ones that, like, you edit with... I'll probably, like, recolor or one of those, like, small 3D ones that you see, like... This, of course, assumes that I can't get into an agency. Like, if I can, I'll probably... just, like let them do what I can. But... honestly, it's actually very interesting to note just how diverse the field of fonts are. I do have to wonder if we'll ever reach a point where we, like, run out of possible fonts. Like, are there any fonts? If I was going for more of a horror theme, this would be a perfect choice. Like, I could have, like, a red outline implying blood, like a Dexter-esque serial killer. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not a serial killer. I'm a spy, so... so far, very productive. By the way, if you see it, if anyone watches this and likes any of, like, my suggestions, you are more than free to use them. You don't even have to give me credit. Like, I don't even know why you'd want to. Like, it's such a small, insignificant thing. But, like, just, like, show... the only thing I guess I would ask... yeah, fair enough. That would also work as well. This could go if you wanted to go for more, like, a spider web sort of thing. This is very Western, I guess. Like, I can see, like having, like, a brand. This one kind of reminds me of a metal band. For a second there, I thought that it was, like, some really tiny one. This one kind of has a gothic vibe. Like, if I was doing... I'm doing someone whose character is more like 70s, 80s East basis, heavily inspired by James Bond, although the name comes from something else. It's named after a real person. And if I was doing a Fallout character, this would be perfect. Admittedly, I'm saying that because of the age. This one reminds me of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. The title on the box, not like... Huh, it's that font I get whenever I try and look at, like, Japanese kanji, but my computer won't load. Yeah, this is Latin. This one's not bad, but I do kind of want to... If I was doing like a fast food diner, like you may have seen the VTuber Lilybell, how she's like an like a flight attendant. This would be a really good choice, but I'm not. But yeah, like, if you want to just, like improve on your paper writing for, like, college or high school, I wish I'd known about this when I was in college and was going to high school and when I was doing college assignments. Admittedly, I probably would have had to change it back, but hey, I could have at least used it for, like, the title of the essay or something. So far, I already have the second step planned out. Huh. This is unusual. Like, feels odd that... Huh. This... Okay, I think I found the last one. Like... Okay. Now, it is time to play the one game... In case you're curious why I had these games, a while back I was like trying to decide on like games to play on a Friday, since I normally do a schedule of like Monday through Wednesday I do a series. Friday I do like a variety, like either something I just want to try out, or like a Hearts of Iron 4 mod, or alternatively like showcasing a mod for something like Hearts of Iron 4 or Factorio. I don't show off Skyrim mods, mainly because, well, long story short, it would be kind of annoying having to set up, like, a new character each time. Especially since there's a difference between, say, the Forgotten City, which you can do as soon as you hit level 10, and Vigilant, which is meant to be later game. And it's not so much having to create a new character. I do have a game in progress. It's more the fact that, well, with Skyrim, it is a terrible idea to, like, install mods mid-game, since it, like, corrupts your save. I can't even find that one. And on second thought, Anton looks a bit too plain, so I'll give it another... This one looks a bit, like, too surferish for my takes, now that I think about it. Which one was that again? I think this one was actually used in a book that I read. This does look a bit more high fantasy-ish than I thought, but... You know what? I can work with this. However, what I need to figure out is, of the three, which do I want to use? I can work with this font. The real question is, do I want bold, black, or regular? But this is a very good one. In fact, before I go on, I think I'm going to go back and download some and download that Ready Player 1. Or press start player 2. Looking at Monotone, it actually reminds me a lot of the font for Inception. In fact, give me a second. I thought it was the same one. Oh well. So, let's actually go back. This does kind of feel like a fantasy one, but you know what? Like, then again, I am... And if you take my lore into account, I actually have battled with the supernatural. Hell, through the thumbnails of my fear videos, I've actually killed Sadako from the Ring series. So it works. But do I want bold, black, or regular? Black it is then. I just need to figure out how to install these, so I'm going to put the background on dark for a minute. You'll just have to be in the darkness as my PNG. Windows/fonts. Like, admittedly, this isn't like as damning as like say when I played Stalker, since hmm. Access is denied. Oh, I see what the problem was. I was attempting to directly extract it. Let's extract it into the doc. Okay, good. Okay, now that we've gotten in the font chosen, let's see what I'm supposed to do next. This is the guy who I got the tutorial from in regards to making the overlay. Very good tutorial. I cannot recommend it enough if you want to design your own.
Step 2. Coloring your font. Make a new layer above the font layer and fill that layer with the color that you want your font to be.
Okay, looks like I need to open GIMP. I kind of want to have it like... Hopefully...
Today I will teach you my techniques on how to make a good VTuber logo. Very easy. First things first, you need Clip Studio Paint because this is a Clip Studio Paint VTuber logo making tutorial. So you need at least to have Clip Studio Paint. I'm sorry, I don't know how to use Photoshop, so that's not that kind of video.
Okay, this tutorial is designed with Clip Studio Paint, but you know what? Let's see if I can get it to work with GIMP. Okay, I was able to get it to work with GIMP. Just editing. Okay, the good news is that I figured out how how to get it what I want, although I do have to do a bit of editing with the erase tool. Just realized I should probably put GIMP up. Huh? That's unusual. I can't. GIMP will not allow me to capture it. I could use window capture, but maybe I just need to add a new capture window. Oh, I did actually just need to do that. Okay, good news is that 2 at part of my plan is still a valid option. Hmm. You know, I'm actually half tempted to like do something slightly different where like the top up R is the only one black. And the bottom is entirely red to represent like the suit closing. Would certainly be easier since it would mean that I would not, for example, have to Of course, if I can get... Oh, never mind then. What do I want the outline to be? If only there was like a. Oh, there is actually a cent or tool. I was kind of an idiot. That's good enough for me. I can work with this. You know, worst case scenario. Oh, I can do. Oh, I'll try. I'll install all the program he used offline, but oh, I actually found a much more accurate. Okay, so light and shadow. What would be a good color? It's got to be something I haven't already used. If only I had a different colored tie, black would work great. Green actually doesn't look half bad. Yeah. I think I might go with green. So far, I have a nice rough draft.
That's not the video I'm making. Whoops. Put the 3 layers of your font text to your first color and use that to make a gradient font layer and fill that layer with the color that you want your font to be. And then just clip that colored layer to your font layer. Details and personalizing. Here are some examples of details you can add to personalize your logo. Number 1. Add smaller text. In my case, I use the katakana writing of my name, but you
Let's see here. I think I know what I want my character's small text to be. After all, okay, I'm not going to like finish this on stream, but only because I was like, I want some more feedback. Like, if I had a more active audience, like, I would gladly finish it. But I might as well show the another feature. Huh. in case you're curious what this text is... Oh, I probably should show the GIMP version. This is essentially my name written in Serbian Cyrillic. If you're curious why I'm using that language, I am an American. My character's is based on the closest on the main inspiration to James Bond, Duško Popo. Who, if you do not know, was a Serbian. I think I'll go with my original plan for what... I do need to figure out what personalizations I'm going to put it with, but for now, this is actually a really good start. I did do a stream for a pretty good amount of streaming so far. Well, anyways, I've decided, you know what? I will have my logo debut officially make its debut on my schedule. And I'll show it off next stream. So, even though I didn't finish it, I at least got a head start on it. So, thank you very much for tuning in. And tomorrow, we're back to Pokemon on Xenoverse. Fortunately, I do not stream on Thursdays, since, well, we're going to a friend's house for Thanksgiving, so I'd probably have to cancel it anyways. But thanks for watching the VOD, or watching it live, if that's how you chose to watch it. I'll include a link to the tutorial that I watched on stream in the description of this video. I'm Andreas Werbel, and I'll see you next assignment. Later.